One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Everybody they know, they gon' vote for Donald Trump, that's the way it goes. All over America, all over the USA, they voted for Donald Trump, that's what I'm trying to say. Election is over, everyone can see. Donald Trump is now the president of your country. Election is over, everyone can see. Donald Trump is now the president of your country. I want to make America great again.
Woo!
I want to lower the taxes. I want to bring all American business back from overseas back to the USA, baby.
There we go.
Ooh, yeah. Donald Trump is now president of your country. Election is over. Everybody can see. Donald Trump is now the president of your country. Election is over. Everyone can see. Donald Trump is now president of your country.
If I ever had the chance to interview Donald Trump, my first question would completely throw him off. I'm like, hey, dude, you grew up in New York. You became famous in New York. You became rich in New York. You hung out with movie stars and Playboy bunnies and, porn stars. You did all that. You were in movies. We saw you in the movies. You probably went to Studio 54. Is that what you did? I just gotta know. Was that the move back in the day? Tell me this wasn't the move in the club. That you were doing something else. I would just love to know. Hey man, what did you? No, actually, you would probably want to ask Melania. Melania, was this it? Was he doing that when he met you, or was he doing something else? Well, as you can tell, I'm a little giddy tonight. This is going to be a different kind of evening show. Completely different. So as you saw earlier, Trump was with Elon down in Texas watching the rocket ships go all over the place. And some really interesting facts I'm going to share with you about that entire event. And I'm also going to share with you how CNN was all pissed off. Yeah, they wouldn't want to party with them. They seem like they wouldn't be the right kind of people that you want to hang out with.
Texas, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, there together for what will be another launch of the aerospace company's Starship rocket. Trump has added this to his schedule as they continue to appear together somewhat frequently, one might say, in public. Elon Musk anticipating about 50 minutes from now that rocket launch to happen. The incoming president tweeting out ahead of his arrival there that he was heading to the great state of Texas to watch this launch. And he wishes Elon Musk good luck. We would play out the audio for you, but apparently we don't have much of that. But we'll be watching for this to happen a few minutes from now.
Look at this shot right now coming in live. We got Musk there. We got, I don't recognize everybody. There is this.
Dude, you're at a major news network and you don't recognize the people in that shot. So let me just help you. The guy to the furthest of the left with the beard, yeah, that's Don Jr., moron. The guy next to Don Jr. is Haggerty. Then, of course, Trump. Then Elon. We can't see the guy behind Elon's head, but the guy with the red hat, that would be Ronnie Jackson, Trump's former doctor who is now a congressman himself. Just wanted to clear that up for Jake. I know you get paid $8, $9, $10 million, but let me just help you out.
President Trump, Senator Bill Haggerty of Tennessee, who is also thought to possibly have a position coming in the administration. Senator Ted Cruz on the left with the shades. Is that Ronnie Jackson on the right with the hat? I can't really tell. What do you make of this? They fashion themselves on social media as this legion of superheroes.
They have never once called themselves superheroes. We do. We call them the Avengers. But he just said, they fashion themselves as superheroes. Nah, you lied again.
Coming administration, Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., et cetera, et cetera. I guess we're adding pictures and names. I know you're looking at me like you mean the Legion of Doom. But
it's the Marvel Universe for.
And yes, I did forget Ted Cruz. I knew who he was. I just didn't remember to add him in. I stand corrected. I love my people. I love my chat room here. You are correct. That is Senator Ted Cruz. Now we can continue with them making fun of the people there.
Versus second-rate DC, but that's.
If I understood what that meant, I would probably have a better opinion about it.
But
if we're talking about
Musk, talk to me about Musk. What do you think about the role he's playing in this administration?
Listen, this is one of the most successful people that the world has ever known, and the ability to build businesses and think outside the box and be an entrepreneur. That's a voice that the president really values. But when you look at this totality, this kind of theme that they all think they're superheroes now, there's a little bit more.
No, we do. They don't all think that they're superheroes. We coined the name. We put it out there. Don't lie. Don't try to make yourself seem bigger than what you are. You are lying.
Swagger with the Republican Party now because they did win the White House, the House, and the Senate. You see it in sports now where people are scoring touchdowns and goals and winning matches and doing.
Now we're going to cover some of that too. You know I like my football. Y'all know I love my sports. I finally have an opportunity to bring my two worlds together tonight. So, ladies, I hope you're in for some football. Are you ready for some football? We're going to talk about some football later on. Later on.
The Trump dance. There are Republicans who are feeling pretty cool about themselves for the first time in a long time, but they should stop. The guys should all stop doing the dance unless they're athletes.
The dance is a little weird, but unless...
Oh, they're back to the weird thing. The dance is a little weird. They got nothing. Somebody asked me in the chat here, why are you promoting CNN? Oh, I'm not promoting them. Obviously, your volume isn't working. I'm not at all promoting CNN.
It doesn't quite work unless you're Donald Trump, because it's his.
If Elon Musk wants to help fix the federal government, he should get a government appointment, go through security clearances, go through conflicts of interest disclosures, and the like. It's really hard. The idea that he's going to go butt into every agency, he'll have Trump, obviously Trump's interlocutor. No one's going to refuse to tell Musk something or show him back.
You just answered your own question, moron. You know, if Elon wants to do this, he should go through, the regular process, blah, blah, and no one's going to stop him now. You just answered your question. Vivek and Elon are going to be able to get the job done, and they don't need your approval. They don't need anyone else's approval. Stop trying to blow smoke up people's butt. Stop trying to make something bigger than what it is. They're going to rip into the budget. They're basically going to do some forensic information. They're going to find out basically where the bodies are buried and who's been robbing the grave. That's what we all want to know. We want to know who's stealing the money.
Then he goes right back to his private business and uses the information however he pleases. It's really unbelievable.
Not to mention the fact that he has so many government contracts.
Well, this is where, as I mentioned, is that when the U.S. government decided not to continue its own space shuttle development and advancement, it did outsource to places like SpaceX. And so he is heavily subsidized and now is going to be overseeing the same agencies that have been giving him money and making this profitable now is one of the coolest things in government is to be able to go and see a space launch, right? It is the idea, the moonshot, you really feel like you're doing something bigger than yourself. But Elon Musk is not accountable to anybody in the American public, wasn't elected, like you said, not confirmed. And his whole goal is to really just go in, as he says, it's a big hammer and break things. And some of these things that he wants to break are actually really healthy and productive for keeping basic standard of living in the United States.
Okay, that's just a blanket statement. How do you know, honey? Have you seen the books? CNN would do much better by its people if they stopped with so much of the shenanigans, so much of the opinion. It just exudes from these people. They hate everything Trump. I said it in one of my other shows. Stop with all your salty opinion, your tears flowing over. The guy's about to, in seconds here, launch something that the United States government currently can't do. Why are you not talking about that? He's about to do something, and if you remember a couple weeks ago, we had people stuck up in space, and you needed to call Elon like an Uber and say, "Can you go pick up our guys? They're stuck." But you all you want to do is make fun of things, and like I said before, this is why I don't see them winning another election. They would have to begin to pivot right now. They would have to start saying, "Hey, Elon's done some really good things. It's amazing what he did. He sent the rocket up to go pick people up like a taxi, like an Uber. He saved them. He brought them back down because our guys couldn't do it." You can't even give him that props. The entire world knows what happened. That's why my little title here is, we're watching the world wake up. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a song back in the 90s by a guy named Jesus Jones. He didn't say Jesus, it was Jesus Jones, he called himself. And it was called Right Here, Right Now, Watching the World Wake Up to History. That's what's happening right now. Right here, right now, watching the world wake up from history. We're watching the world wake up. In less than 14 days, so many things have completely flipped on these people. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. And the dinosaurs at like places like CNN can't seem to accept it. Everything is different already. It's going to continue. It's not going to stop after these 14 days. We're not going to wake up tomorrow and go back to what Dementia Joe's doing. No, everything is changing. I mentioned a theory on something earlier in terms of this rocket launch that I want to talk to you about in a second. But we got about 2 more minutes for these people to yammer on, talking about how it's no big deal and, you know, he's a bad Avenger and...
That whole disruptive idea of technology, that disruption for its own sake, is the ideal, as opposed to what's the impact on people.
I think we can all agree that this government could use some disrupting, but it's also good for people to go through background checks and be vetted by the Senate through its constitutional advice and consent.
All right, so this is the I don't say enactment. This was a thing that they put together, Elon's company. And they were showing you what this rocket can do. And this rocket that he just tested today, now listen to this, can go around the entire world. It can circle the globe in 90 minutes. So you remember earlier when I was telling you, and I said, maybe this was some serious muscle flexing. The coincidental launch of this rocket, coupled with what Joe Biden did a couple days ago, telling Zelensky, go ahead and shoot over there. And people wondering, how could Trump possibly? How could he possibly change things? How could he just get them to do something different than what we have seen already? How could he do that? What if he talked to Elon and said, hey, how soon could you get this thing up in the air? And Elon said, well, we're planning on it this week. And he's like, okay. And what's it do? It can go around the entirety of the world in 90 minutes. All the freaking way around. And what can it carry? Well, that's classified between those guys. They're not going to tell us. But I'm thinking, knowing what kind of power player Trump is, remember the whole story about the Ayatollah Assahola? And he said, if you do something, here's a picture of your house. And he told the Ayatollah Assahola, if you do something, we're going to turn this into dust. You've heard that story. Well, what if he picked up the phone and said, hey, Zelensky, yeah, look up. And I said this earlier. I didn't know all this data. I looked this up after we were done. And he looked up and said, you see that thing? Have your guys who got, telescopes, look up. I can have that over your country in less than 2 hours. Now, that would actually be a lot less because that's the entire world. I can have it over your country in about 35 minutes, dropping all kinds of shit. It would look like 4th of July all over your country. Look up. And I thought to myself, could that be something Trump did? And then when you remember the story about the Ayatollah, you're thinking, yeah, he's got those kind of cojones. See, there was a reason why he went down there and he went to go take a look at it and everything. So just look at this thing as it circles. And I guess my cryon thing's on the bottom, but it goes around the entire world. You can see it as it's moving across the Gulf of Mexico, and that's after it left. Okay, so you can see it. It left Texas, and it's flying across. And I got some music for you. Got a surprise for you. I got a surprise for you. Okay, so this thing is just jettisoned, just taken off across the world. Oh, that looks like Africa to me, doesn't it? What's it look like to you? So basically in about 30 minutes, it can be over in that area, take a left turn, decide to go around Russia and Europe, and here's Ukraine. By the way, I'm going to let this play out because somebody that you guys are probably talking to tonight, some of you guys who may see this guy in here tonight, sent me a video of him shredding the guitar, and I'm like, how can I, intertwine? It's a night, Tuesday night. We're all friends here, and I think sometimes we should recognize the people in our group. Well, this is Tommy Ratcliffe about to shred some guitar as the rockets flying around the world. We're so not worthy. We're so not worthy. Thank you, Tommy. If you're in here tonight, Tommy, let us all know that you saw. That was Tommy Radcliffe. He's always watching our videos. Not sure if he's here tonight, but he sent me, and I'm like, I got to figure out a way to incorporate that into tonight. And I'm like, I got a perfect way. Let's look at the rocket going around the world, the rocket that could basically do whatever Elon and Trump come up with. I'm sure if it goes up, something can come down. I think every one of you guys understand that law of physics. Something's up there, it can come down. So what a deterrent that would be to just tell the little sweatshirt wearing guy over there, say, hey, look up. Because don't F around. Don't F around and have to find out. You see, they launched those 6 rockets into Russia, but I haven't heard anything else. I haven't heard them doing any more. Why? Well, maybe it'll be tonight. Maybe they will call America's bluff if one was given and, throw some more. Try to poke the bear. See what Vlad will do. You know it's coming. You know something's coming back at you. So just be careful with that. I mean, because don't think he's going to play. Don't think Vlad's going to be playing the game with you. So tonight, as well, we got some breaking news. This woman, Linda McMahon, was named the Secretary of Education for however long the Department of Education will still be living. This is Linda McMahon.
America First emerged not as a momentary shift, but as a monumental redirection, a realignment of political parties and values that has American workers, families, and small businesses in the forefront. It was the beginning of a permanent shift that has revitalized the Republican Party as the true voice of hardworking Americans, people who want ultimately what we all want. I think we all want to put food on the table. We want to care for our families, and we want to protect our families and our communities. The story of the America First movement is deeply personal for me because I've had the privilege, I don't know if you have, anybody in the room has had, but I've had the privilege of being a business partner, a cabinet member, and a friend to Donald Trump for nearly 30 years. I witnessed both his business savvy and his deep love for his family and for our country, and that means for all of you in this room. When I served as the head of the Small Business Administration, the President and I worked together to achieve his vision of an economy on rocket fuel. And the America First economy led to historic...
I don't think that was by accident. I'm just saying. This was last weekend, but notice she threw in rocket fuel. Just saying. Just saying.
Low employment rates for every demographic, affordable housing, and energy independence. We supported paid family leave, invested in American workers, and made everything from gas to groceries affordable. And even after the devastating 2020 election, we knew we could not let our momentum stall. So together, Brooke Rollins, Larry Kudlow, and I, alongside so many of you who've been here since day one, founded the America First Policy Institute. And I really want to take just a moment to really highlight Brooke's vision for 4 years ago. She knew what America First would need to endure. It would need a permanent home to champion policies that worked. The attacks of the left and those who hate America could not go unanswered. It was hard work. We endured a lot of criticism and a lot of doubt, and frankly, a lot of hate sometimes. But every moment was worth it to be right here in Palm Beach last week to see our 45th president become our 47th president.
In case you don't know, I said her name was Linda McMahon. If that name doesn't sound familiar to you, it fits in with the whole Avengers thing. You see, her husband is Vince McMahon of wrestling fame, that Hulk Hogan knows very well. And who Trump, when he beat him over the head with a table or whatever it was. So Linda McMahon is the current wife of Vince McMahon. Let that sink in for a little bit. And here's what she's going to be doing. It says President Trump will be choosing Linda McMahon as his Secretary of Education. Linda is currently Trump's transition co-chair, so she's been working with him already. Education Secretary should have only 2 roles this time around. 1, withhold funds from schools and districts that are doing things to kids, and 2, gutting itself from the inside out and closing up shop real soon. Let's do this. Perfect person for the job. Let me tell you why. She used to run the Small Business Administration, so she knows numbers. She's a businesswoman. She was involved with the WWE, or whatever it was called back then, the WWF. So she knows business, she knows numbers, and so she's going to go into the Department of Education, and just like Vivek and just like Elon are doing, she's going to see where the money's going. She's going to find where the bodies are buried. I think this is going to be a fantastic pick. I can't show you on Trump's page because as of right now, he's probably flying back with Elon, and he hasn't posted it yet. But everybody has said it, so I'm pretty sure at this point there's a reason why it's out there. Good pick. I think it's definitely a good pick for what he's going to be doing. Everything is moving according to plan. The world is waking up. So I want to play something, and this dovetails into what Vivek and Elon are going to do and how bad things really are. This is Don Jr. talking to, what the heck's this guy's name? You'll recognize him.
And I think they're going to be incredibly effective. That doesn't mean the swamp doesn't have teeth. But I think these are people that are actually willing to take those slings and arrows along with my father to get it done. And once they expose what's going on, the transparency, once people realize how broken and corrupt it is, that's when you're going to see real change, because the people, when they have the knowledge, are going to lose their minds at how their taxpayer dollars have been wasted.
Newt Gingrich, that's who it is. So notice what Don Jr. just said. People are going to lose their minds once they see how the tax dollars have been wasted. This is the swamp's worst nightmare. That and getting caught doing some of the stuff they probably did. But where did all the money go that you've been taken from the American people for decades? Where did it go? No one has ever done a public, transparent accounting. But it's about to happen.
There's a small group called openthebooks.com, and they actually go and they measure everything. And for example, they find out how many people are being hired under this diversity, equity, and inclusion thing. Mm-hmm. And they list who they are, what their salaries are, what their offices cost. And they really have an immense amount of information on just how much built-in embedded waste there is. And then you look at some of the contracts. Boeing recently was selling literally a coffee pot for the C-17 aircraft at 8,000% more than you could buy it at Walmart.
Yeah.
Now, there's something just profoundly wrong when these kind of things
Yeah, well, it's
happen.
because they do cost-plus contracts. So they get a contract, and it's cost-plus. So there's no incentive to change anything. They just get a markup over the cost. So there's actually an incentive to have it cost more. And, everyone in the military who, if it's a military thing, no one in the military is going to negotiate that because they want the board seat at Boeing later on. That's their off ramp. So they just allow the waste to continue rather than have there be an incentive to save money or find a better way. There's incentives to have it cost more and take longer. And it's just absolute lunacy. You could never run a company this way. You'd be bankrupt in 2 weeks. But because we keep racking up, an insurmountable amount of debt almost, there's never been that incentive, and that's what needs to change.
You hear that term over and over and over. If this was a business, and the people on the left always say, but it's not a business, it's government. But if you go back to the founding fathers, those guys owned businesses. They weren't there just to exist as politicians. They came in, they knew, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that, and we need to take a break because I got to go back and tend to the shop. Somewhere along the way, things just got completely screwed up, and these people just completely got away from understanding how to account, and they elect people who don't even know how to look at it. Just think about that. How many people in our government right now couldn't balance the books? Probably have a hard time balancing their own books at home. We know this because they had that slush fund where they could just write checks and they would bounce all over the place, and we had to pay for them. So if they couldn't balance their own checkbook, how the hell do you think they balance the budget for the government? Well, they can't. They never had to. They just keep reaching and reaching and reaching for more. From you and me. Look at this. This is from DOGE, which you should be following. The Pentagon can't fully account for $824 billion. $236 billion in improper payments and federal programs in 2023. $200 billion in pandemic relief went to fraud and abuse. The U.S. failed to track $1 billion in Ukrainian aid. That's over $1 trillion right there. Right there. And that is based upon how much do we not even yet know about. If the public numbers, if what we know on the surface is $1 trillion gone, yeah, think about that. Never mind, and this is the worst part to me. Since this is public, since every congressman, congresswoman, and senator can see these reports. As you can see, this is from GAO, the General Accounting Office. Another one has a government watchdog report. So anybody in Congress can say, hey, listen, ooh, yeah, we overspent. What's for lunch? Because that's what's been happening. Nobody has said, what do you mean you can't find $800 billion? What do you mean? Who's responsible? Well, we should have them call and we'll set up a meeting and then we'll have a hearing and then Meanwhile, nothing ever happens. Not because I doubt many of these people want to go to that hearing. If you know what I mean, and I think you do. And then today, they found this. Alternatively, it could have something to do with the fact that estimated annual Medicare and Medicaid fraud is worth north of $100 billion. Inside the mind of criminals, how to brazenly steal $100 billion from Medicare and Medicaid. Again, it's public. That was on CNBC. $100 billion. And why are there nobody in government decides, hey, we should go look at what happened with Medicare and Medicaid. We should find out where that $100 billion went. Nope, never happens. Never happens. It just gets continued, it gets perpetrated, and, oh, well, we lost that $100 billion. You know what? We need to tax them and get $100 billion more. But if you don't even know where that, it doesn't matter. We need $100 billion. Okay, let's just go ahead and do that. That's Democrat and Republican. You can't let the Republicans off the hook on this. Doesn't matter who's been in power. Where's the money? How come nobody's cut? You have meetings for everything. You have congressional hearings for everything. Why is there no congressional hearing every time one of these budgets come? Well, never mind that. Why is there ever giving more money? Hey, listen, we're we're cutting it off until you can tell us where this money went. That never happens. That never, ever happens. Cut? No, you can't cut. You just can't do that. It's disgusting when you think about it. Listen to how Kevin O'Leary talks about what Vivek and Elon are going to be doing.
Here's a breakdown of federal spending, just so that folks at home know where their tax dollars are going. Health care, 25%, Social Security, 20 to 25%, defense, 13 to 15%, safety net programs, 10%, interest on the national debt, 8 to 10%. The way it breaks down is 61% of spending is mandatory, 13% is on debt service, 26% is discretionary, which really will be the target of DOGE. And that is a small piece of the pie to try to wring $2 trillion out of, Kevin.
Remember, they told Trump he couldn't build the wall because it was too expensive. That it was going to cost, somewhere about $5 billion. Oh my God, we don't have $5 billion. You couldn't build the wall because it was too expensive. By the way, I want to tell you about the wall, but this is better than a wall. State of Texas has just offered Trump administration more than 1,400 acres of land to aid the mass deportation operation. 1,400 acres of land. That's a lot of damn land to build, a tent city. And don't go complaining. If you guys ever knew what happened down here in Miami back when the what's it called, the Mariel boat lift, and all the people came from Cuba, they were stationed under a bridge. They put a fence around bridge abutments and said, hey, camp out. 1,400 acres in Texas, hey, that's not bad. You got land, you can hang out. Can't stay here. But here it is. Eric Doherty says, new, President Trump's team eyes constructing deportation camps run by the DHS. Thoughts? The Trump team believes that such camps could enable the government to accelerate deportations of undocumented people who fight their expulsion from the country. The idea is that more people would voluntarily accept removal instead of pursuing a long-shot effort to remain in the country if they had to stay locked up. So Trump's saying, we're going to, as I've said before about the movie I'm Going to Get You Sucker, you either can take the door or the window, the stairs or the window. Either way, you're getting out. We're going to throw you out the window. We're going to throw you down the stairs. You tell us which way you want to go. You're going. If we have to put a big ass fence around this huge field in Texas and put you out there, that's where you're going. Oh, Barry, that sounds humane. You do know your soldiers do that all the time, right? You do know your soldiers go out in a, desert and build this compound. And then they sleep even worse than how these people are going to sleep. Sometimes these guys sleep in dirt. I'm pretty sure there's probably some military guys who are like, yeah, I slept in dirt. You're going to get a nice cot. You're going to get a tent. It's probably going to be air conditioned or heated depending on what time of the year it is. You're going to get fed amazing meals. They'll probably have chefs making food all day for you. You're not going to have to eat MREs out of a can like our military do. I understand there's commissaries as well. You can get your beans and potatoes. But if our military can sleep, bathe, and eat in a compound halfway around the world while people are trying to kill them, I feel okay that you guys can sit in a 1,400 acre compound in Texas. I ain't got no problem with that. Sign them up. Need some help? I'll help you round them all up. There ain't nothing wrong with that. 1,400 acres is a lot of damn land. And I don't know how many tents he's going to buy. Hey, Nancy, can we buy stock in a tent company? Hey, can I get stock in a... Just kidding. Because that's how it works. Trump's announced this, so she's thinking to herself, he's going to need a lot of tents and a lot of cots. Are there any companies that have stock in cot companies? Yeah. Go ahead and buy me 100,000 shares of this. But anyway, I digress. In any event, they're going to put him in a 1,400-acre landfill. Not landfill, but land area. Here's a picture of it. This is huge. Texas Land Commissioner has officially offered President Trump a game-changing piece of land in Starr County, located right by the Rio Grande near the border. This is where an unyielding new wall is about to rise. Now look at all that land. There's trees, and there's dirt, and there's a river. It's like waterfront property. You are going to get to live in waterfront property. It's amazing. You have truly made it. Now all you got to do is pack your shit and head to Texas. That's not bad, is it? I don't think that's bad. Let's go back to what Kevin's saying.
I don't know. I think healthcare could be another place of savings. We haven't really used any technology there yet. We haven't really digitized medical records. We really haven't brought a mandate of AI into that. I think we could save a lot of money. The U.S. has one of the worst IRR returns on healthcare spending. When you can compare it to some of the European countries like Switzerland or England or France, they do a much better job. But they share the records on a much more ubiquitous basis that we do. We're always concerned about privacy, but I think we could fix that too. But I like looking at everything. I don't see any reason why these two can't just release the hounds and go nuts. Everybody's interested to find out what they're going to see, and I'd like to hear it myself, because maybe it's a means test on Social Security. We have to fix this because the deficit's getting a little big right now, and the bond market's starting to get a little uneasy in the 10-year. All
right, so he's speaking something that maybe some people don't understand. He's talking about the bond market, the T-bills, 10-year, and seeing... Basically, that's where the money flow comes from, and how the government is able to push these things out. Long way of saying this is where the money comes from. And if people are starting to feel like a little iffy on things because the spending is out of control, what's the worst these guys can do? You know, if Elon and Vivek and whoever else they bring in fail, if they fail, is it worse than this? The Pentagon failed 7 consecutive audits for $826 billion. The Department of Education just failed to receive a clean audit for its 3rd time in a row with a budget of $268 billion. This is federal. This has nothing to do with the state budgets in education. $268 billion in federal education. The USDA showed significant deficiencies across multiple divisions with a budget of $203 billion. And auditors declined to give a clear opinion to AmeriCorps, another $1 billion. This is utterly unacceptable. Time for DOGE. And that was today, a little earlier. And then what's the government's solution for their own failures? Taxing people more. So people who complain about what Elon and Vivek are going to do, how could it be any worse? These guys could go in there and completely fall flat on their face. Be completely inept, and it's still better than losing $1 trillion. So their entire argument of, these guys, they're not government, they don't blah, 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 blah. What's the worst that can happen? You lose $815 billion? I don't think that's going to happen. You already lost 826. You haven't done a clean audit in 7 years at the Pentagon. You haven't done a clean audit in 3 years with the Department of Education. What's the worst that these guys can do? They're not pocketing it. Elon doesn't need it.
Worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that Social Security is something that might need to be looked at. But Simpson Bowles said, let's look at that, and Republicans in Congress said, nope, not going to touch that. So Elon Musk is having no end of fun with all of this. America, his PAC, produced this tweet saying, quote, the Pentagon just failed its 7th audit in a row. The nation's largest government agency is unable to fully account for its budget of over $824 billion. They don't even know where billions of taxpayers' money is going. Efficiency is coming, to which Musk retweeted with a comment, sounds like a job for DOGE. I mean, he really looks like he's looking forward to getting into the numbers here.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Here he goes. He's just going to keep on these guys, hitting them every day to 1 billion people that are willing to listen, and the head squeezing begins. I love head squeezing. This is fantastic. They're going to think he's going to go away. No, he won't. He'll just keep going and going and going and going, and no one's going to stop him. He owns the network. We've never had anything quite like this, and I absolutely love it. This is terrific.
All right. Well, we'll see if they can wring that money out of the federal budget. It'll be something to watch. Kevin, great to...
Head squeezing. I like how he described that. So Elon posted another tweet, and this one was after, he goes, yup, think of it as average taxpayer having $1,800 stolen from them in 1 year from improper payments alone. $1,800 out of your pocket. Government spending is so big it's hard to contextualize. There are 161 million working Americans, so on average, every $1 billion the federal government spends or lose costs about $6 per working Americans. $100 spend, that's $600 each. That's why they want to know what you're doing with your Venmo money and how can they get their hands on whatever thing that you're hopefully going to do with your money. Let's take a few comments and talk about this insanity. Probably more than that. Yep. Because nobody knows. They have an unlimited budget. How do you do this, Tom? How do you have an unlimited budget and still exceed it? Oh, that's because you lose it. Oh, like, I don't even know where it is. Does nobody want to check? Nobody want to find out where the money went? Nope. Just send us some more. Man, I've never carried too much for Kevin on Shark Tank, but I love the Kevin for Trump. Send the money back to oh, that's exactly right. Where was that? Barry watches the news during the day so we don't have to, and then breaks it down for us, entertaining commentary. Yeah, thank you. That's why Barry's channel is growing. That's why they wanted the arm IRS. Imagine that. If you're one of those 87,000 guys, and basically as of January 20th or so, you're done. Saving money there right off the bat. Woo! How much are 87,000 people making? I can't even do the math on that. Probably all making $100,000 a year. You're talking probably close to $1 billion. Yeah. Zelensky's money pipe closed as soon as possible. All this stuff. All of it. Just close it down and figure out where's it going. So I'm sure these guys are excited about it. Corrupt criminals always demand for more taxes. They're just going to take in your money. What's that going to cost us in Texas? I bet it doesn't cost you anything in Texas. Why? Because it's going to be from the federal government. If they put up this encampment for the newcomers, soon to be bycomers, I'm sure that's coming federal. They're going to have some cash. Barry, how the hell are we going to hold for the crimes when the DOJ is shredding files? All right. I knew that would come up eventually because you guys saw the truck I saw earlier, and that's the one we can see. Who knows what they're doing inside, maybe having little baby bonfires, lighting stuff up. Whatever they're shredding, like right now, if I went to my shredder in the corner here and I put this in the shredder and did that, there's already a digital copy of it somewhere. Nobody just keeps paper. I mean, I remember what my desk used to look like before I digitized everything. It was just stacks of paper. But now it's digital. You see where I'm going with this? I'm pretty sure that the guy who flies around satellites and stuff, Trump once said, we have it all. If you start putting that together, now you're seeing why they're terrified of Tulsi Gabbard, why they're terrified of Matt Gaetz, going nuts because John Ratcliffe. These guys will have all those tools at their disposal. That's why so many people in the Department of Justice are talking about quitting. Why would you quit, bro? You got a cake job. Why are you leaving? Where are you headed? You got a forwarding address? And then you hear the term over and over, preserve your documents. Those are legal terms, meaning we're about to look in all this. So you go ahead and shred what you need. Yeah, there are copies and there are emails, all kinds of data. All kinds of data to string together. They're gonna find it. Yeah, it's all in the cloud. It's all, just so you know your own personal activities. Oh, I hit the delete button. It's not here. Okay. If that makes you feel good, fine. But let me tell you, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. You don't think that they have every text message I ever had in here? You don't think they know? I'm going to tell you, I know they know. Barry, how could you possibly know that? Because I was in marketing. And I was one of those guys when you looked up, hey, let me get a sweater. And, okay, I don't want that one. And then you get an ad like 20 minutes later, go, hey, look for a sweater? Yeah, I was one of those guys who put those ads out because I could get the data that told me you were looking for a sweater. Or even worse, I could see your credit card data, not you personally, but attaches to, certain other data. Hey, you just bought a new puppy, like Robin. Robin just bought a new puppy. So what do I know just from looking at that? Oh, you're going to need this, and you're probably going to want that, and you're probably going to need this, and I'm going to just keep sending it all to you. So if I, as a marketer, can do all of that with the limited data I have available to me that shows me that you walked into pet supermarket and you were in there 25 or 30 minutes and you picked up some milk bones and then you left, if I can pull that kind of data, what do you think the guys who fly satellites can pull? And yes, I can pull all that data. I can tell you, not by your name, but I can say that give me a list of everybody who's used a credit card in the last 7 days who have spent more than $200 on clothes. Oh, thank you. Now let me just go ahead and put an ad in front of you. So if I can compile that data sitting right here, I don't even have to go anywhere. I can literally log into one of my platforms and say, I want every woman who is between 25 and 30, who's single, who watches The View, who has bought dog stuff in the last 30 days. Give me those people. Thank you. Now I can market to you. I know what you like. I know your psychographic. I know your data demographic. I know it all. You don't think they know? So you got nothing private. People are like, I'm going to disable the privacy setting out here. Good luck. Good luck. Guys like me can get that data from networks like, Facebook. Oh, yeah. Real easy. YouTube, Google, X. See, everything you do, I can get to. And if I can get to it, but I can't match it up with a person. It doesn't say John Smith. It just says, here's a guy in Boca who's 55 plus, blah, 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 blah. I can target those guys. What do you think they can do? You see, the data pipeline is segmented. Okay, we can only give the marketers up to this much. We'll get in trouble if we give them more. But it doesn't mean they don't have it. So you have to understand, what they're parsing out to me and other marketers is stuff that they're allowed to by law, but it doesn't mean they don't have the rest of it. I remember Robin used to sit on a couch and we'd be talking or something, and then she goes, I can't believe it. We were just talking about it and going on vacation, and there's an ad for airlines and an ad for resorts. And I was like, do I tell her? Should I go with that red pill yet? It's a little early. Shouldn't tell her about the red pill yet. Everybody's listening. I was sitting here talking to you guys one day, and I said something, and my Amazon Fire said, what you want, man? What was that? I'm like, I'm not talking to you. But it's sitting back there listening. That data of everything that's happened in every transaction across the country is available to somebody. And the need to know goes like this. And the top of that food chain is probably the 3-letter agencies who know everything that you're doing. Everything. You ever watch FBI, which by tonight's my favorite night, because like 3 FBI shows come up. I get off of this show, and just to let you know what I do, I go back and get some sugar-free ice cream and some fruit, and I'll sit there and watch all 3 episodes of FBI, FBI International, and what's the other one? FBI Most Wanted. And I'll watch them all consecutively. because I love it. And you can see what they do on television. Like, yeah, I know what they're doing. Hey, can you tell me what, looking at so-and-so's bank account, what do they have? I digress. Some people say I talk too much on things. But you get where I'm going here. All right, so Faraday cage on a phone is an option. Yeah, put a Faraday cage on it. Yep. And because of the Patriot Act and 9/11 before that, you're right. Yep. And because satellite phones are safer. I don't know. I've never owned one, but I'd love to see what it is. I remember that. Yeah. So somebody was Robert was here, and I was talking, and I was laughing and saying something, and it asked me, "What'd you say, man?" I was just resting. What do you need? I'm like, shut up, Alexa. And see, not if I say her name, but she might say something. But in any event, all this could have been avoided. See, Kamala and Dementia Joe could have been really good friends with all of them. Remember, there's a meme going around, or a picture, and it shows Tulsi, RFK Jr., Elon, and Joe Rogan, and Trump. And it says, what's the common theme with all these people? They were all Democrats. Every single one of them were Democrats. You pushed them out, and now you're like, oh my God, what are they doing? You had the chance. Elon said here, he goes, the previous administrations treated me like poop. They ignored me and didn't understand. But I'm confident it will be different with you. And Trump said, I got you. See, Trump ain't that stupid. Hey man, I can't let that happen. I can't let my boy walk out here. He's got too much. His toys are fantastic. The toys that he got are just crazy. We got to play with those toys. Let me go through here. Let me see. Oh, this was interesting. I'm going to cover a couple different stories here for you. Robin Ashton, the Inspector General for the CIA, is going to resign following Trump's victory. Where you going, bro? Why would you be resigning if you're the Inspector General of the CIA? What a cake job. Why you heading out the back door, bro? What you got to hide? Oh, and what are we? 2 weeks in? 2 weeks in. And, Vivek is talking about that same thing, about the money being lost. He goes, full transparency is essential. The first step to solving a problem is to name it, to acknowledge it, to embrace that there is a problem, unsparingly. So you got this whole group of people, because it's not just Vivek and Elon. They've got a team of forensic guys who are going to dig into all this stuff. And they're probably going to go to the people in these departments first. See, I'd go there first. And I would say, hey, Fred, I understand you handled the budget here. What happened? And I would let Fred talk. And I'm like, Fred, I hope you're being honest here. We're going to find out what happened. More than likely, before they go talk to Fred, they already know the answer to the question. So I'm pretty sure what would happen is you're going to have Vivek and or Elon or both, and then an attorney or someone from the FBI, because if you lied to the FBI, it's a crime. You guys know all that. You watch television. So now these four guys are sitting at the table going, what happened? And if you tell me you don't know, put your badge on the table and get the F out. Because you're admitting to everybody right now, because we're going to be transparent. Hey, we brought John Smith into our office. We asked him how you lost $800 billion, and he said he didn't know. So we asked him just to leave. We had security escort him out. Because unless this guy's going to fall on the sword and say somebody told him to bury it, what are you going to say when somebody asks you, hey, where's $800 billion? Yeah, put the head down, get out. Next, what did you do here? Did you know this? Did you not know it? Get out. Well, we're saving money already just by cutting the fat of people who lie over and over and over again. Yeah, it's just going to get crazy. I mean, absolutely nutty crazy. So let me just go into the next part, what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. Because this is my wheelhouse. I'm actually sit up for this, but I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to sit back. Sports. When I say the world is changing in front of our eyes, the world is changing. We are seeing things that for the last, 6 or 7 years, we didn't see. Ever since Colin Kaepernick arrived with the big giant afro and called the NFL slave owners and decided he was going to kneel down and then basically take the NFL and sports world and turn it upside down, we've been held hostage. There were times when I wouldn't even turn on a game. I can't watch this shit. I can't watch them sing the black national anthem. What the hell is the black national anthem? There's only one nation here. And it only has one national anthem. There is no black national anthem. That was something else they tried to get you to do, like use pronouns. I'm sorry, I'm black. There is no black national anthem. See, that's basically making you comply with their insanity. By telling you, okay, so right now we're going to have Joe Smith come out and sing the black national anthem. What the hell is that? What nation? Because it's not my nation. I live in America. I'm an American. The Star-Spangled Banner is my national anthem. There is no black national anthem. Is there an Asian national anthem? How about, is there a Hispanic national anthem? Are you going to start singing Feliz Navidad before the game starts? I don't know. It doesn't make no sense. But now, that's all changing. When was America great? When we didn't have that crap. When we didn't have kneeling in games, where people felt like they could be Americans and patriots. All over the place, it's happening. It really is happening. I want you to see this. This is from John Root. John, what's John? I forget what he does. He's Christ Sports Culture for San Jose Sharks, the hockey team. I can't believe what I'm seeing in sports. Some of the biggest sports stars in the NFL, NCAA, MLS, which is soccer, U.S. men's national team, which is the soccer Olympic team, UFC, of course, and more are doing a Donald Trump dance to celebrate scoring. After sports being inundated with liberal propaganda for the past decade, I'd tell you you're crazy if you told me this is what we'd be seeing in 2024. And earlier, you saw me play my version of this. I can play it without the sound on, because I'm sure they're doing it to YMCA. I couldn't use YMCA, so I had to change the music. But you can see. I mean, I played it earlier, and people are black, white, everybody. That's the MLS. That's the soccer team over in Europe doing it. That's the University of Texas, and then Trump right there. So people are doing it. That was it with the Dolphins game. That's the Tennessee Titans. Black guys, white guys. Everybody's doing it. That's Nick Bosa doing it. We are so back. Yes, we are so back as a country when you can do this and not feel it's wrong anymore. When you can dance. These are all college kids doing it. This kid here, he scored a touchdown and he had Trump written on his chest. This is West Virginia University. We're so back, man. We're so back. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm enthralled by it. It makes me feel happy seeing it. Not just because it's a Trump dance, but because what is happening with the Trump dance. You see, before, if you did stuff, you heard Nick Bosa, he wore a MAGA hat, and they fined the guy like $12,000. And I'm like, okay, here's what's going to happen. They're going to start fining everybody who does the Trump dance. But the NFL announced that the Trump dance is fair game and will not be punished by a fine. What? What? The NFL is looking the other way and saying, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. It's fine. The world is changing. The world is waking up. The world understands at this point that something different is happening. Trump made the NFL great again. Players went from kneeling to doing the Trump dance. So what does that tell you? Well, what it tells me is that it was always there. The patriotism, the need for players to express that they're proud of being American, not just the Army Navy game, but all over the leagues. And in the one league that decided that they were going to go completely woke, the NBA, their ratings are in the toilet. Nobody cares about the NBA. It's like the worst ratings in all of sports. They don't care because they get all their money from China. They don't care. But NFL and college football, it's back, baby. And the SEC, I mean, the stuff they're doing down here in the South is just, the entire stadiums are rocking. Trump walks in and it's just rocking. And so now the NFL has said, go ahead, boys, do what you got to do. You see, they forced compliance. They forced everyone to wear, we're all together, and racism, and put on your helmet. They made these guys wear it. They made them put it in the end zone. They made them stand there and listen to the Black National Anthem. You can't force your way into compliance. You just can't do it. And people are revolting and going, I'm going to be me. I'm going to do what I feel comfortable. And you now got the black guys and the white guys both dancing to Trump. Times, they are a-changing. And I couldn't be happier that we're seeing this. I want you to check this out. This is Hall of Fame football player from the Chicago Bears, Brian Urlacher.
Since the the voting was over. Anyway, I think just the excitement, you can see it not just with football players. You see John Jones doing it. Haven't seen anyone in the NBA do it, but I don't watch the NBA anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I just think the pure excitement of everyone for what happened and what's going to happen is taking over right now.
It is. It's been done in the LPGA Tour. They're even doing it over in soccer games in Europe. That's how big it is. It's a cultural phenomenon. There's no stopping it. What do you think kept it bottled up? Was it just this explosion after the win?
I think people were scared for a while. I think you don't want people to talk bad about you. We know how we've been talked about the last 4 years if you're a Donald Trump supporter. But I think now no one's scared anymore. It's nice to see these guys coming out, and everyone who's maybe a silent Trump supporter, he underpolls.
Can you imagine Brian Urlacher, a Hall of Fame linebacker? I forget his size and credentials, 6'2", 6'3", 230, 240. Big guys out there, strong, virile men, alpha dogs out there. And he said they were scared. They were afraid to show what they really felt. Do you know who they were afraid to show it to? They were afraid of the locker room. They don't care about the people in the stands. People in the stands might get pissed off, whatever. They were afraid of the locker room, and they were afraid of the league. The league saying, we're going to fine you. We're going to suspend you. Or other players in the locker room saying things to you. You don't want that kind of turmoil in the locker room. You don't want the locker room to feel that it's being disturbed. And now guys are looking around the locker room, nodding at each other and going, okay, we're back. We're friggin' back. I don't know what ESPN's going to do. I'm just telling you right now, ESPN, they're going to need grief counselors. They've got the most woke people you'd ever want to know. And in fact, they brought in a whole bunch of women wokers and let them start commentating on football, and they're whining, they're complaining, they love the wokey. And now you've got these guys who allow you to earn a living talking about them, basically giving you the middle finger and dancing. And now the NFL said, it's okay. It's okay. We're back, baby. We are so back. Shut up, Mina Kimes. Shut up. What's her name? The other one on Al Duncan. That's her name. All they do is cry about woke. Sarah Spain. Oh, woke. We're back.
Always, you see that. I was pretty sure when the polls had him at even, he was going to win because he always underpolls. Those people are scared to say they're going to vote for him. So I think they're just excited now that he got the job done, and he's going to get the job done the next 4 years.
And the crew with him. It keeps getting bigger and more interesting. It's like when you roll something down the hill, it just keeps gathering mass and steam. How do you think the country's interpreting, his gang that now goes everywhere with him?
I know how I'm interpreting it. I'm not sure how some people are, but I know I'm excited about it. I don't think too many people are happy about Matt Gaetz going to be the AG. There's some people a little nervous about that, but I like every pick he's had so far. It's been fun to watch. Who knows what's coming next? But it's like the Avengers, right? He has all these guys with him and women as well.
So here's a linebacker, an absolute stud on the field, and he's been following it obviously close enough to know, hey, they're complaining about Matt Gaetz. I like him. He comes out and says it, and trust me, I could have played 5 more of these from NFL players and NFL Hall of Famers. Brett Favre showed up in Wisconsin with Trump. He did a great interview. It's out. It's done. You can't put this back in the bottle at this point. It has become a culture shift of epic proportions. And the problem the left is having with this, which, too bad, is that the beta soy boys that they have can't take it. Oh my God, there's so much toxic masculinity. Oh, what do we do? Go watch Nickelodeon. That's what you do. Go turn on RuPaul's drag show. Just do that. Don't look at it. If it's going to make your nipples hurt or something, just do something else. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. You guys know that song, right? Thin Lizzy, Phil Lynott. I'm talking to you, but you rockers out there. The boys are back. And if that girl don't want to know, forget her. Yeah. I was a big Thin Lizzy dude.
I get the fight. He had the whole crew with him. It's just awesome to see the excitement. That when he walked into Madison Square Garden, it was unbelievable, the excitement of that place. So it's been a cool 2 weeks, man.
It sure has. It's even fun to see little Mike Johnson there. Probably his first UFC fight, but it looked like he was having fun. He's got a lot riding on his plate.
How could you not?
How could you not? It's electric, and we can.
He called him Little Mike Johnson. All these studs walking around, and there's little Mike Johnson back in the crowd next to Kid Rock and Dan Bongino, and and there's little itty bitty Mike Johnson go, "Oh yeah, with the boys." Hey man, he was there. We can't take it away from him. He was there. I love it. He got to play. They all, hey man, come on, we got you. That's so great. So many of you guys may know who Jason Whitlock is. He's a firebrand. He's a Christian. He was involved in sports for quite some time, and I like some of the stuff that Jason says, and what Jason says here about black men and why we look at Trump the way we do. I think it encapsulates everything I've said tonight.
There are some of us, black people, I know it's not many, but there are some of us that prioritize values over skin color. There are some of us more concerned with policies over skin color. I don't care if Donald Trump names a single black person to his cabinet. I care about whether the policies that they enact make it easier for Christians and patriotic Americans to live, work, and prosper in this country.
Exactly.
All of this symbolism that you all think will fix things, I completely disagree with. A symbolic Indian woman pretending to be black president would not fix anything. So what I'm excited about is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy gutting the government. The government is killing average, everyday Americans.
He said it all right there. Said it all right there. I don't care if black, white, or green. Get it done. I'll take care of myself. I don't need the government to give me. I just need the government to stay out of my way. You know what I want most from the government? Get these people off of our asses. Get these people away from us. Let us stop with the algorithm. Stop with the suppression. Let us reach the people who originally said, "Hey, we like your stuff, Barry. Here's 330,000 people. Let my stuff be seen by everybody." But no, we got to watch out because he talks about that Trump guy. So we got to make sure. Oh, did he say something about the newcomers? Oh, we can't say. Oh, we can't do that. Did he talk about Big Mike? Oh, we can't go there. I have to can I talk about this today? There was a big story with Nancy Mace and MTG and what happened in Congress today with that new congressperson. Can't talk about that here. Oof, third rail. Yeah, but it's a big story, but you can't talk about it here. That's all I need government to do. Get your FCC chairman in there and kick some butt. Open the gates. Let us do what we do. That's what I need you to do. That's you may feel different. You may need or want government to do something specifically. I just need government to get out the way. Everything I do here, every day when I put these videos together, I don't want to have to continually think, if I say that, I better say baby removal. I can't even call it what it really is. You know what it gets me? Is if you're so much of an advocate for baby removal, why are you afraid of people talking about it? If it's such a great thing that Transformers can be Transformers, why are you afraid of people having an opinion about it? You see, I know people talk about black people. I know people talk about Hispanic people. It doesn't bother me because you don't know me. I'd rather you talked and said some crap about me. Sure. But you guys don't even want people mentioning certain things. See, that's horrible. That is absolutely, that is censorship. If you're not allowed to do business because somebody else might get upset and you're not really doing anything wrong, you're just saying the word, that's what I'm looking for. That's the only thing I'm looking. Everything else will take care of itself in terms of regards to me. You may need something different or would like to see something different in your business. That's all I want. So I'm not gonna close, but I want to show you something. Might have stopped it. I want to show you something that happened today that wouldn't have happened 2 weeks ago. And when you see this, you're gonna go, "Oh crap, things are changing. That would never have happened 2 weeks ago." How did this happen in literally 14 days? How did things flip like the snow globe in just 14 days? Listen to this. It's 43 seconds long, but it is amazing.
Mr. President, are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No.
Mr. President, are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism, that DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
Oh, ABC made Sunny Hostin apologize for what she said about Matt Gaetz. You tell me if that would have happened in as little as 14 days ago. Hell no. They've been insulting everybody all the time. And then today, wait a minute, he might get confirmed? Yeah. He might be the Attorney General. You better get your black out there and apologize to him. That's going to be the top law enforcement guy in the country. You better. And she looked like she was in a hostage video. I'm going to call her Sunny Hostage from now on. Change her name from Sunny Hostin to Sunny Hostage. I've been saying some bad stuff about Matt Gaetz. And it was all wrong. And he had no charges put up against him. Please forgive me. You know what that means? I'm going to tell you what that means. That means this.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
It's winning, baby. It's absolutely winning. It is so much winning. If you let that sink in, that the ladies in the View, they had to march her out there all alone. She didn't get any help whatsoever. She had to go out there and take it like a woman. All the other ones are like, oh boy, you got to do this. Yeah, that's winning. The fact that the View had to apologize, that's winning. Their legal team, get out there and apologize. How demeaning was that to her? To think you've been on the air all this time trashing everybody, calling people Hitler and garbage, and now all of a sudden legal says, hey Sonny, you're going to have to go read this. And she reads it like, what is this? I'm not apologizing to him. Well, you got two choices. Read it or step. That's all you got left here. Read it or get out. Nothing in between. And so she went and she read it. She did what she did. Quick news. Earlier I showed you some information on Linda McMahon. It is now official. Linda McMahon, 23 minutes ago, it has been named as the United States Secretary of Education. Trump, as we said earlier, and you guys heard her, and she used to be the Small Business Administration, so Linda McMahon has been officially nominated to be the big dog at the Department of Education. So, let's see here. Sonny needs to eat humble pie. I'm waiting for that to happen across networks. Trust me, if it happened on ABC, who happens to own ESPN, Disney owns both of them, and if they're doing it, it's only a matter of time before Joy Reid won't have a show. Can you imagine? The people from Comcast coming down and go, Joy, you can't say any of this no more. What do you mean? You can't say it. Don't even bring these guests on. You can't say it. We're gonna get sued. Oh God, MSNBC won't have any program. They might as well run cartoons all evening. They won't have, ain't like anybody's watching anyway. But in any event, they might as well run cartoons. CNN, I played it. You heard what Jake Tapper said. Yeah, this exposes the big lie that Trump couldn't build the wall because it was too expensive. Absolutely. Hey, View, the election is over now. Everyone can see Donald Trump is the president of your country, the island guys. Yeah, the left is losing it. The women who created the worldwide wrestling is now in charge of education. Oh, God. How many times will she repeat the truth? She needs to say it as many times as she lied about it. Oh, yeah. Damn, leftists are freaking out. Big time. Big time. Very big shout out to John Jones. John Jones was the UFC champ who praised Jesus and gave Trump his championship belt. That's for sure. It's crazy. Finally, no, I don't think the media, no, you realize, D-Bad says, finally the left media recognizes they're done. They don't recognize they're done. Lawyers do. The guys in the suits came in. They showed up and, oh, hey, we can't do this anymore. We'll be fighting lawsuits left and right. Shut up. So I'm going to tune into I never watched The View. I'm going to have to watch The View tomorrow because I want to see what the sanitized version of The View is. I want to hear what Joy Behar and Whoop, I want to hear how sanitized it is. I'm sure you can give your opinion, but you can't make stuff up, and that's what Sonny did. They can say that we think that Matt Gaetz is a horrible pick. Okay, that's your opinion. We think that Matt Gaetz doesn't have the experience. Okay, that's your opinion. We think that Matt Gaetz screwed around with little girls. Hey, nope, can't do that. Okay, strike that from the teleprompter. We think Matt Gaetz' hair is messed up. Okay, go ahead, say that. It's going to be so sanitized, and I can't wait till it filters to the other networks. where now you just have to either state the truth and or give your opinion without insulting or making shit up. I really don't know how Joy Reid can stay on the air. Maybe that's why Mika and Joe went to go to see Trump. It's like, hey, we like these checks. So here, hey, Mr. Trump, how you doing? We're not going to be like that anymore. I can't speak for these other nuts. I can't speak for Rachel Maddow. all that. You can call your senator now. Yeah, you complain to them too. The spew won't be able to operate without lying on people. Nope, I don't think they can. Somebody goes, Trump like Ben Carson and he's black. You know what they say about opinions? Yep, everyone has one. I understand that. The sanitized view. They should make a new logo and call them that, the sanitized view. All right, so let me go ahead and get to whatever super chats were in here tonight, so that we can get you guys on your way out. Let's see here. We got from this guy. What about the latest news? Nuclear authorization, Putin. Any news on that? He posted the letter, but I don't know what that letter really means. We don't need to know that he's got authorization. It's his country. He runs that country. So that was just I don't even know, disclosure. But I don't know. Let's see what he does. Just another nickelhead. Hey, thanks, Barry. Makes me smile and tears my eyes to see Trump dance. Oh, it's such a good thing. Sandra Thompson. Barry, thank you so much. Jesus saved Trump, and that was what changed. And you make me laugh in the middle of the nightmare around us. Yeah, Jesus did. Hand of God was over him. Jeremiah Kerr, they don't want anything repressed because they are forcing the issues to attempt to change the narrative. It's a great fictional novel. Brian Reeves, thanks, Barry, for everything. Thank you for watching. Diane Tororian, the first thing Jesus wants us to do is to find the missing children. This is pure evil. Pray for them every day and every night. Yes, that's heartbreaking. Where are those kids? Jeff 26, it's the Great American Awakening, and that's not to be confused with being woke. Absolutely. I'm looking for Tommy the Radcliffe. He must have not got in here tonight. Will the NFL now close down Camp Cupcake? Oh, think about how many of the NFL players that were, ESPN, they're in trouble. I told you, Stephen A. Smith. You watched my video the other day. Carl Hassor. They want to know what you think. They want to know what you do, and they think you don't know, but I know that you do because your dollar ain't poop, and it's taxed. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mark Lancaster, we need a new line of DOGE hoodies. DOGE hoodies. Y'all want some DOGE hoodies? You might have to look something up. Yeah. I love the DOGE logo. This is from Rob Fausel. Hunt for Red October. You lost another submarine. Our federal government spending unaccounted for. Absolutely. Good point. Mark of Reality. Weak. Vivek is a self-made billionaire, not because he owned a gas station in Florida during a hurricane. Oh, you guys crack me up, too. KRO says, thanks, Barry. Data is wrong. As a senior woman receiving ED spam. Okay, so I'm telling you, you clicked on something. You clicked on something because, or somebody had your phone and they clicked on something because you wouldn't be getting those ads. I'm just telling you. Oh, Tommy's in now. What's up, Tommy? Hey! I don't know if Tommy tuned in and saw him shredding earlier. I told him I was going to do something special, but I didn't know if he was here. Ruth McCurdy, based on the ads I get, I must be dying. No, what they're probably doing is targeting your age. So, don't give up the ads that you're seeing, because there's something about those ads. Barry, you're a godsend of knowledge. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Diamond G. Or conversely, just some really, really bad marketers. So, because a lot of people do that too. They're just not that good. Eric Smith, what we are witnessing is a separation of the wheat from the tares in our government, and it's happening throughout the world. I fully believe that. We're seeing people just not know what to do with all this. Dave the Patriot, landfill. It is sort of a landfill. We're gonna put some junk out there, aren't we? Who keeps keep texting me and stuff here while we're doing the show? Let me just scroll down here, make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Let me go up here. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I call for a Trump-Putin peace alliance. I'm pretty sure they're going to work something out. I mean, once we get the government currently out of it, we should be okay. From Cattastic, I wonder if Elon could develop an iron dome over the U.S. Trump's been saying it. He's been saying it over and over. Joy Kirkland, they want to vet all of Trump's picks and choices, but not the newcomers. Great point. Very good point. Michael Clark, if I put a piece of coal in each one of these CNN anchor seats, I would be rich at the end of the segment with a bag of diamonds. Type sphincter tightening. Randy Duncan, I can't wait to drink all the liberal tears during Trump's inauguration. Oh yeah, that's going to be some good fun there. Michael Nace, no, Barry, keep letting them talk. They're digging their own graves. That I do believe. I don't know what they're going to do when they can't keep doing this stuff or have an AG that may come after them. Arizona guy, thank you, sir. America First, Barry, thank you very much. Chrissy Couch, we need to spam Trump's X account so we can get that interview. That would be awesome. Stephen Morris, thank you. Thank you with the super chat of the day, working on getting you to pay up for you, buddy. Thank you very, very, very much. Joy Kirkland, I'm like Megyn Kelly. I like the disruptors better. Sick them, guys. Absolutely. And this one is from Jeremiah Kerr. Poor Democrats need a time machine. It's called the DeLorean. Just make sure you get it to 88 miles an hour before you hit the pole. And then last one here is Cajun 381. Thank you. So yeah, that if Tommy's here. Oh, there, Tommy's here. Okay, there he is. Somebody said it. What do we got here? A couple ones I didn't see earlier. Let me see here. Okay. I haven't been feeling well lately. It's from Dyslexic Tank. But I heard you were having a Bible donation going on. Here's 10 for you guys. Yep, thank you very much. Ashley, I think the last count, we're up to like 30 people asked for Bibles, so that's perfect. Let's do away with hyphenated nationality. Either you're an American or you're not. No more. No, yeah, I agree. Petrast, Barry Turk, Dr. Oz is 1950. I can't say that. Tommy, everyone loved your shredding, bro. Everyone. It was awesome. I wanted to surprise you with that. You know, this fanfare family that we have here and what we've built. That was Tommy who was playing that guitar, and I just loved watching it. And I'm like, I'm gonna surprise him tonight and drop that in here. I'm gonna put it in our show somehow, and I'm probably gonna keep it in here. I'll figure a way to keep, if that's okay, Tommy. I'll figure a way to keep it here. One thing we want to do here, because somebody else did something. Let me go ahead and get ready to give away 3 hoodies tonight, and let's do that. Okay, hold on. Let me pull that over here, and let's get ready to give. Let's get ready to rumble. And are we all set? Yes. So now I have a sound effect too. The sound effect is from. Do I still have my ears? No, I don't have my ear. Tommy Lawrence actually record. We got some musical guys here. Tommy Lawrence made a drum. What do you call it? Drum roll. And Christopher Smith, you have won a hoodie. Let's go ahead and do another one. And I love this little drum roll. Nalita McCall, you have won one. And one more time. Let's go ahead. Bill Kemmer, you 3 have won Trump hoodies. Wear them well. Send us pictures. Let us see them. I love seeing it. We have a montage I'm putting together of people who are sending in their hoodie pictures. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. or possibly 3:30, depending how time goes. But thanks for tuning in, and have a great evening. And the world has changed. I wish I could play that song. The world wakes up to history. But, yeah. All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow.